Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes and
Moose Mike.
So welcome back to all our returners and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while, and if you like what you see, give us a thumbie. They are free. So you are seeing this on Thursday, and every Thursday here at Manfa's Makes, it is time for
Tile of the Week, Thursday.
Roland always wants to join in. So, Tile of the Week Thursday, what is that you say? All of you that have been here for quite some time, if you don't want to hear the explanation, fast forward a little bit. But for the newbies, let me explain it to you. Not the July just gone, but the July of 2022. I was gifted this book from my Amazon wishlist. 100 Crochet Tiles, edited by Sarah Callard. I got very overexcited and enthusiastic when I opened that Happy Mail here on this channel, and without thinking things through and getting carried away, I pledged that I was going to make all 100 tiles one a week until we had done the book. Now, it came to our attention a few days later, after people had given us a minute to think nothing of it. They explained it's going to take the best part of 2 years because Manfa didn't do the maths. No, she just was like, I'm doing it. And then I put it out for the universe, and when you do that, you kind of have to see these things through. So, yes, this is a 2-year-long segment for the channel, but that's okay because this is one of our most popular segments here at Manfa's Makes. You guys love it. Mike and I don't always like making the tiles, but we have made a commitment because it was me that had the idea, and Mike, being the supportive partner that he is, said that he will do it alongside me. Now, there is a complete playlist of all the tiles we have featured to date. I will link that playlist down below. And also, if you put in the search bar at the top of YouTube, hashtag Tile of the Week Thursday, anybody that has used that hashtag for either video content or community tab posts will pop up, and you will be able to discover potentially new new friends to join channels of, and other perspectives on some of the tiles, because some that we liked, others didn't, some that others liked, we didn't. We are all different in our preferences, what we enjoy doing, what we don't. Needless to say, when this segment is done, when the book is completed, I don't think Mike and I will be making tiles for a very, very long time. I am so over squares, I cannot even tell you. Anyway, another thing I would like you to do after watching this video, if you would be so kind, is to go and check out my community tab, please, because I have 2 lovely ladies that are not content creators, but they send me pictures of what they have made every week, and I like to showcase their awesome work on my community tab to show you guys that you don't need to have a channel to join in. You don't even need to join in at all, because this was never meant as a crochet along. It just kind of happened that way because we have some awesome friends in this community and they wanted to jump on the crazy train with us. We will forever be thankful for that, because we put ourselves in this situation. They chose to, which in my book is an extra level of crazy, but I love them even more. So please check out the community tab. Tell Josephine and Tracy how wonderful they are for joining in. And like I said, put it in the search bar and you will find a lot of other lovelies that are joining in with us along the way. Some have been from the beginning, some have been part way through, some only just started a couple of weeks ago, some are doing catch-up tiles, some aren't, some have a goal for all their tiles, some don't. We don't. We don't want these tiles. We're giving these tiles away. So, just to let you know, the tile we are going to feature today has already been claimed, as has next week's. But as a general rule of thumb, we come on, we show you the tile that we've made, we speak about our experience of making it, and then I say, if you want it, first person to email me, I'll put you on the list, give me your address, and when funds will allow, I'll ship it out to you. Because yes, we could make a big old blanket of all of them as a memory of, quite frankly, the nightmare that this segment is. But we didn't want to do that. We have got lots of blankets that we have been gifted, lots of blankets that we have made. There are other more beautiful blankets we would like to make instead of one from these tiles. You know, it's just personal preference. But those of you that do have end goals for these tiles, or you just want a piece of Mike and mine's work, then all power to you, and thanks for taking them off our hands, because that's what's happening. But you can't have this one, and you can't have next week's. But after that, we'll start saying, do you want these again? So that's an overall view of what is happening today. Excuse me, I am still poorly. It is not leaving me, guys. It's got me in its clutches, and it's not letting me go. Anyway, so this week is week 68. So we are way past the halfway point. We are cruising towards the finish line. This is the very last mosaic, I believe. It's the last of this segment of mosaics, at least. We have done both overlay and inset. The last, what feels like 1,000 of them, and there isn't even 1,000 of them, have all been inset. And Mike and I are not fans of inset. We prefer the overlay. Now, if you are not familiar with mosaic crochet, just briefly, overlay mosaic is where you work in the back loops of stitches, leaving that front loop open and live. So when you need to drop your double down to that row, you pick up that front loop and put your stitch in there. You are working over your work, hence overlay. Inset is where you are chaining and skipping stitches, and then when you need to put your double down to that row, you are going into that skipped stitch, or however many there are. So you are inserting them, you are insetting them into holes, into gaps. That's the difference in the two types of mosaic. Mike and I are not fans of this one. Anyway, it's the last one. So we will be moving on to a completely different technique next week, which I will get to in a minute. So this week, I'm so sorry, guys. Excuse the coughing. It's going to happen. I can't help it. This week, week 68, is called Grecian, and the designer is Sarah Shrimpton. She recommended a 4-weight or Aran weight yarn, as we call it here, 2 colours and a 4mm hook. We both did Aran or 4-weight yarn.
Mine, I think I did Aran and DK by the looks of it.
No, you asked me this when you selected your yarn, and I assured you you had 2 Aran yarns.
Alright.
It may feel thinner, one of them may feel thinner, but that's because every weight of yarn you get some on the thinner side, some on the thicker side, and some bang in the middle where it needs to be. Bit like clothing.
Okay, but these lines are so much smaller than them.
I can guarantee you that I know the yarns you used, and they are classified as 4 weights.
Fine.
Okay. So, but like I was saying about clothing, I can go to 5 different stores. 3 of them I'll be a size 16, 2 of them I'll be a size 18. Just depends on the cut of the cloth. With yarn, you get some on the thin side, some on the fat side, and some bang in the middle where they need to be. It's just one of them things. And you have got 2 different brands. Okay, so I used, I believe, a 4.5mm dots, but I cannot confirm that 100% because I did this over a week ago. So what size hook did you use?
A 5.
5? Clover. Yeah.
Obviously.
And we both did use 2 colours. So we stuck to some of the suggestions, but not all. But that is always the case with us. And again, it was inset. But this one was really lovely, guys, because it was only 24 rows and 2 edging rounds. So it was much quicker. In my opinion, simpler. And I prefer how Sarah Shrimpton gives you the instructions, how she writes her patterns. I try and follow the written pattern because although I can read charts and I can use them, and if a chart is all I've got, I will use it, I prefer the written instructions. It's just my preference. With the mosaic, Mike has been more drawn to the charts.
But on this one, I used the writing.
Okay, so, but they give you both. They give you both written and they give you a chart. So that is something lovely about this book, is it doesn't matter which you prefer, you have the option. I didn't have any issue with it other than the edging rows. Because basically you did the body of the tile, and then for the edging rows you attached to the right hand corner, up the side, over the top, down the side, fasten off, and then reattach on the right hand corner again, up the side, across the top and down the other side. And with me, whether it's my weaving in, whether it's because by that point I was just in a race to get it done, I don't know. I've got a little bit of a bloop at the bottom that it should be nice and rounded, but mine isn't. I've got a little bit of a bump, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much of a big deal. And Mike's is looking pretty peachy, to be fair.
I have got a little bump here, but
nothing like mine.
No.
So Mike did good. Mike did really good. His looks better than mine. So yeah, because we've done so many of the inset styles, we knew how to just crack on. We both worked independently. Mike actually worked on his in our last live. I had already done mine the day before, or even the day before that. I can't even remember. I did mine super early because I wanted to give myself a bit of a break.
And it was that short and easy to read and beginner friendly. I managed to complete it just after the live, just over 2 hours.
There you go, one sit in, bish bash bosh, done. So yeah, we can't complain about this one. It's not our favourite style. It's not something we would choose to do, but it was a-okay and absolute fine. So just for clarity, Mike and I use our scraps. I have a big clear bin, and in there goes all of the scraps, no matter what weight of yarn it is. We just go dig in and pick whatever colours take our fancy. We just try, now that people are requesting tiles or, we're giving them away, a lot of people have said we need them like similar size. So we do try and pick the same weight yarn. And we do try and match our tension as much as possible. But obviously our tension is going to be different because we're two different people creating these things. I have
to go up quite a bit on hook size.
Yeah.
I think we got it pretty close to this time, but I still think mine's slightly smaller.
Oh, I gave him a flash. Sorry.
It's actually pretty good.
It's not too bad.
No.
I reckon if they were blocked, you would get them bang on the same size.
There you go.
So we
right, then.
We are luckily pretty similar. So I used a white and I used a variegated. Mike used 2 solid colours. So if Mike shows you his in the 2 solid colours. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I didn't even tell him what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like that, even though you've just seen Mike's anyway. Now you show them yours. So it does look very similar to what it's supposed to.
There you go. In fact, it's very accurate. And you can't really see my bloop, but it's there. Yeah. There's a little bit there. I think it's to do with the way you do the border.
Because you only had to do the 3 sides, because the beginning 2 rows were made in the border colour. So it was just supposed to like neaten up the edges because you carry your yarn up the side. So it was just to kind of neaten things off and also fill in the last gaps at the top. So it should have been like one side was the already built-in border, but didn't quite work out that way for me. But like I said, I used white and a variegated. And I went the opposite way to them, I believe, because the white that she used is where I used my variegated. Oh.
Yeah.
And the colour is where I put my white. So there we go. But as you can see, I've got a big old bloop there. But it's okay. Nothing has to be perfect. And I quite like how the variegated kind of almost ombres through the design. I do like mosaic using variegated. It's something I'm very into. So there we go. But those have already been claimed, so you can't have them, I'm afraid. They're already earmarked for somebody. Now, I mentioned we are going into a different technique from next week. Excuse me, I'm going to cough again. And we are now going into tapestry crochet in rounds. So it's not even tapestry backwards and forwards, it's tapestry around and around we go. The one that we're going to be doing next week is called Wildflower. It's very pretty. The designer is Catherine Nerona. She recommends a lightweight 3 or DK yarn, and she recommends 4 colours and a 3.5mm hook. This one is only 8 rounds. So it appears to be a diddy. But we're going to have to familiarise ourselves with the whole tapestry technique.
Well, I'm learning it in brand new information to me.
Yeah. So you've got to carry the unused yarn across your work and crochet over, except when you make a front post double, in which case carry unused yarn across the wrong side behind the front post double. So you're actually going to have loose loops on the back, which is a bit, in my opinion. And that's all I'm really going to say about that. So, do you want to have a look at it? Like I said, it's very pretty. Claire. Oh my goodness. There we go. Wildflower. That's what we're going to try and recreate. And actually, oh no, that's a different one. I thought it was on the front, but that's a different design. Nope, ignore me. So that would be tile 69 for next week, and that one has already been claimed as well, guys. So you will be able to claim them after that. And it appears Catherine Nerona is featured quite heavily, just like Carol Ibbotson was for the mosaics. Because it's a collective of designers that have put in these patterns to make this book published. It's not just one designer. So yes, we are going to be working on some tapestry crochet for you next week. I hope Mike and I can wrap our heads around it. Hope it doesn't cause any tantrums.
Can't guarantee.
No. And like I said, I'll put the complete playlist down below in the description box. And obviously do your little search to find out who else is joining in. Because I don't like listing them because I always forget someone and then I feel absolutely terrible. So Manfa's not doing that anymore. You can go on a treasure hunt instead. So that's what we did. That's what's coming up. That is literally all we have to say about that. Now, one last minute bit of admin before we go. I have been, in whatever time I've had spare, getting my Christmas cards written and together and sorted for the Christmas card exchange. I really need anybody who hasn't yet emailed me to do that Christmas card exchange to do so by Sunday of this week, which will be the 26th of November. I'm going to cut off the requests because I need to get them out. We are in the UK and it's going to take a little while to get to the majority of you overseas. Plus we have Royal Mail cut-off dates as to when we can send things overseas. So if I have not received your email by the end of Sunday the 26th, then I'm really sorry, but we'll do it next year. I'm going to do this as a yearly thing. I did it last year, I'm doing it this year, and I intend to continue. But I have to put a cut-off date, guys, because in all honesty, it has taken hours to get all this together, to be able to write them all, to make sure I've got the correct addresses. The little extra that I'm putting inside the cards takes time to make and sort, and I've spent quite a bit of my time making sure that these cards are the best they can be for you, but I need to get them out and gone as soon as possible because of our cut-off dates. So if you were planning on I'm so sorry. if you were planning on doing a card exchange with Mike and I, please, please, please get that email into me ASAP. Otherwise, I'm sorry, you won't be receiving one. I need to put a cut-off date. But I have had plenty of requests and plenty to keep me busy, so it is A-OK. And also, if you don't celebrate Christmas but you still want a card, let me know. I can send other cards that aren't Christmas themed. It's absolutely fine. Oh, and also, you're seeing this on Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving to all our American friends. My goodness, I nearly forgot. Because it's not a celebration here, it's not at the forefront of my mind, so I do apologise. But if any of you in the US are watching...
make sure you have plenty of gobble goose for me.
He means turkey, if you haven't seen previous videos. I really do hope that you are having a lovely Thanksgiving. I hope that if you want to be with family, you are with family. Or you're at least eating something that you would really, not normally eat, and treating yourself, or just doing something for yourself that you wouldn't normally on this special occasion, because we know it's not always possible to get with loved ones at these special times. And although this video wasn't made specifically for those that are going to be on their own for Thanksgiving, if we kept you company for a part of it and we put a smile on your face, then all the power to it, and we're very happy to have done so. But we do hope you are all celebrating, eating lots of lovely food, feeling the love of the celebration. And next year we're having Gobble Goose Day. We're not doing Thanksgiving. We're not going to call it Thanksgiving because it's not our celebration to celebrate, but we are going to have extra Gobble Goose Day, and we will be joining in the merriment with you next year. But for this year, enjoy yours, from our house to yours, all the love. And come back tomorrow for Crochet Catch Up, and you will see all the other crochet shenanigans we have been getting up to this week. And then hopefully our Saturday night live as always. So that's what you've got going forward and to look forward to coming up. So until we see you tomorrow,
stay safe,
be kind,
look after one another,
get some good quality time in with your loved ones,
get some good quality tile in,
get some good quality crafting time in. We will see you in the next one.
All around these streets.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Love you loads. Have fun. Be safe.